Oh, here we go. We are already live. Usually it takes a minute to connect, but here we are. I cannot believe we are on day 5. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. This week, I don't know about you, but it went so fast for me. I have had so much fun doing this. I cannot even tell you. And over the past, 5 days, I hope you kind of have seen a note or have noticed a difference in just how you can handle different behavior issues in your classroom. Just by adding movement, just by doing calm down techniques. You have the skills inside you, and we're also hopefully getting you of the mindset of the teachers who've reached out to us of flipping the switch on how we handle behavior. Rather than being reactive, we want to be proactive and figure out why is the behavior happening, what can we do to diffuse the behavior from happening or prevent the behavior from happening, and then diffuse the behavior if it does occur in your classroom. So that is where we are at with everything. Today we are going to be going over movement to mastery, and today's theme is movement for growth. So we're going to talk about somewhat of a follow-up from yesterday's where it's about making connections, but today we're going to use movement to foster growth mindset. And all of these pieces working together are going to just create the most emotionally regulated students in your classroom. They're going to be self-aware and they're going to have empathy for each other. So keep all of that in mind, okay? We're focusing on movement that inspires persistence today. We're focusing on movement that encourages goal setting today, and wait till you see what we have in store. Just like always, I have my notes next to me, so if you see me glance away, it's just to keep me on track because I can start talking about behavior all day, every day, and it's what I love to do, especially the fun part of incorporating movement and teaching you how the movement and getting children moving will truly help your student behaviors and your classroom management systems, okay? So today I want you to think about you are planting the seeds for student growth and for student success, okay? And that's actually going to come back in our calm down activity today. So let's get into why do we want to promote movement for growth? Why is this important? I'm going to give you 4 reasons. First and foremost, it builds resilience, okay? The physical challenges, it teaches your students to push through struggles and to develop a growth mindset. Maybe they're not at a point where they can stand on one foot. Maybe they have to hold on to a desk or a chair. That's okay. Then when you tell them, you know what, maybe once a week, let's try, see if you can do it for maybe just 2 seconds on your own. And then you just build from there, add a second every day. You're building that persistence in them, right? They're going from, I can't do this to, well, I can't do this. And then you might want to say, no, you can't do it yet. This is how we're going to start with you. And then from here, we'll grow until you can do this, whatever the task may be, okay? The next reason why I love using movement to teach growth mindset is because it truly can help with goal setting. And I hope this just is common sense, but think of like gym class or any kind of sports or physical activity that you do. You want to set a smaller achievable goal, right? During movement activities, and then why do we do that? Because once we achieve that goal, it builds our confidence. Just like when we teach our students to learn to read, we don't jump in kindergarten and have them bust out full stories. We start with letter sounds, letter recognition, then we build up to consonant, vowel, consonant words. Then we build up to sentences, and eventually we build into paragraphs. We start small, have them achieve those steps, then we build into the bigger part of the language process. This is the same thing. We're going to start with a small achievable goal. Again, it could be that standing on one leg. That is hard for a lot of students to do, especially the little ones. So important for balance, so important for gross motor though. So maybe you start with, let's see if you can do it for 5 seconds while you're holding on to something. That's perfectly okay. So if we can do this in movement and show our students, look where you started with this, then you can carry it over into academics. You told me you couldn't stand on one leg, and you can. So now you're telling me you can't read, but I'm telling you you can. And then you do a small chunking activity where you literally prove to the child, yes, you can do this because you just did it, okay? The next reason why we love having movement to be part of growth mindset is because it encourages self-reflection. Movement literally provides time for your students to reflect on their personal progress. Maybe you have weekly goals, right? Where as a class, if you are in our program, you receive your Google Sheet where you can log your weekly minutes of movement. Okay, this week we hit 10 minutes. We did 2 minutes every day of movement. Next week, why don't we see if we can try and hit 15 minutes? We'll do 1 extra minute a day. That's your class goal. Then have them kind of tell you, depending on the age, well, what do you want your goal to be for this? What do you think you could do to be better in this process? And again, this is going to carry over into academics because if they can see they can do it physically, they're going to learn that they can do it mentally as well. This last reason why I love teaching goal setting for movement is because it's probably my favorite. It teaches patience. And isn't this something that each and every one of us, not just our students, could use a little more of? The regular practice of the physical activity, of the physical skills, is going to help your students understand that growth takes time and consistency. And you can talk to them about that with anything. You can talk about that with them in reading. If I'm just learning how to read, but I only read once a week, do you think I'm going to grow very fast? No. Just like when I move my body. When I'm at home doing my workouts, boys and girls, I know when I'm in shape. And I know when I take a week off and I get back into my workout routine, my body can feel it. Why do you think that is? And then they're going to tell you, because you weren't doing it, your muscles were tired, all the answers. And you're going to say, and this is why we're doing this in our classroom, so we can help ourselves to be patient and see the growth happening. Such a fun way to do this and such a fun way to translate it to academic learning. Okay, so you're going to kind of come on a little journey with me because our movement exercise today is called the ladder of success. We're tying this into growth mindset, remember. So I'm going to kind of grab the camera and let me see. Yep, I have to flip you around. So come with me for just a quick second. Up close and personal right there. Okay, so these are just exercise bands, right? Connect. There we go. These are just exercise bands, and I have 5 of them. You can see yellow, black, red, green, blue. And for each one of these, you can make up the movement. I'm just going to do hopping. For each hop, you are going to encourage your students to say a positive affirmation, okay? There we go. And they can say whatever affirmation they want. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I am strong and I can do hard things. I persist through any task. I am a beautiful person. I show kindness all the time. Then when they get to this last one, you can say, congratulations, you did it. And then they can pick it up. They can wave it around, however you want to do this. I'm using these bands. You could simply use tape in your classroom, and you could literally have the affirmations on the pieces of tape. You could totally do that, and then just have your students read it. That would work too. But when they get to that last one, you want to have them celebrate. And then you might even have them go back. Okay, now you're going to try and you're going to go even faster and see how fast they can say those affirmations and jump through it. If you are a teacher who has one of those hopscotch rugs in your classroom, you could have them do it just on the hopscotch rug. You don't even need these bands. This is just how I laid it out. I like the ladder component as they're moving up the ladder. Another great thing to do with these bands, side note, and you can do this if you have these, As they hop, you could have them literally bend over, pick the band up, and then say the affirmation, right? So it would be, I am strong and I can do hard things. And then they have to, before they can jump again, they have to stretch it, pull it back, put it down, jump to the I'm not going to take it personally. Every time I jump, I get poor connection. So I'm done jumping. But, okay. So this activity literally is blending the physical movement with the goal setting and the visualization. I do like the idea if you have the bands of doing the stretching with it too. Okay. So that is your physical movement for today. The ladder of success today. Now this one, I probably am going to move the camera down. The next one we're going to do is literally called the seed of growth. Okay. And this probably makes complete sense. Your students are going to start as a tiny, tiny seed. So they're going to cower down, hugging their knees. Okay. And then they're going to slowly grow just like a tree or a plant would and extend their arms. Not that great today, but bear with me, okay? They're going to extend over their heads, and then they're going to sway gently and release the tension, okay? So this is what happens when we do lives and we don't just... Okay, so they're going to be down, cowering, hugging their knees. And then you're going to say, boys and girls. Okay, wow, this is like really a rough connection today. And then you're going to say, boys and girls, now I want you to grow nice and slowly. Grow. You should be halfway up right about now. Let your arms flow at your sides. Slowly come up as slow as you can. Growth takes time. You're going to grow slowly. Slowly come up. Slowly come up. Reach those arms as tall as you can. Reach. Just like a tree. And now that you have your branches, sway like a tree. Sway like a tree. Bring those arms down, and you can end it with give yourself a hug. But there you have it. Sorry that connection was so poor. When I do my recordings inside our community, it's literally from my phone, so I don't have to rely on the Wi-Fi, or in this case, the 5G. But such a fun, such an easy one, and they do love it. Gets them up out of their seats, gets them stretching those muscles. Great calm down activity. Could be a great one to do whole group after they climb the ladder. Then they do the seed of calmness, okay? The seed of growth, I should say. Okay, so you want to reiterate to your student that every step, every stretch, every jump forward that they're doing in their movements is a sign of growth and effort. Okay, it's showing them how much progress they're making. The more they do it, the better they're going to get, just like in their learning. And when we do these activities, it's showing your students that mistakes and challenges, they're just a part of life. Maybe somebody accidentally tumbles. It's okay. We're going to help them up when they're going to try it again. You yourself might want to accidentally lose your balance when you're doing something, so they can see that mistakes are a part of life. Okay? So, what I want you to take away from this is when you hear your students say, I can't do this, whether it's a movement or a learning activity, you are going to reframe it and say, well, that's not true. You may not be able to do it yet, but you're going to do it. This is a goal you're going to set for yourself. And I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you meet that goal. Okay? As they're climbing the ladder, and I'm going to, inside our community, show you another way to use this ladder. But as they climb this ladder, you can reiterate to them, I can see how hard you are trying and climbing this ladder of growth. You are doing such an awesome job. Throughout the day, you want to highlight those moments where you truly see those students who are working and thinking and just fostering the whole atmosphere of trying, okay? They're not giving up, they're working hard, and they're setting themselves up for success because they're intrinsically motivating themselves to continue the task at hand. You're the guide on the side at this point. And this could be in the physical movements or this could be in the actual academics part of education. See how they go hand in hand? Okay, so here's your call to action for today. Definitely try the ladder of success. Again, I use these bands because I love the idea that they can then pick them up and stretch them. Also, like, this is a great, if you have a movement center, these are great to just have in your movement center. You do have to teach how to use them safely and appropriately, but what a great stress relief, because so much of their stress is carried back here between the neck and the shoulders, and just doing this little motion can like really help to release that. But I use these. You can use tape, and you can literally write out specific affirmations if you want. You want them to think of their own? That's fine too. Some of your kiddos might have trouble thinking on their feet. Some of them will have no problem telling you an affirmation. Okay? Maybe if they really struggle, they do the same affirmation all 5 times so they truly can say it a little more exciting each time they're jumping. That would work beautifully too with this. But really encourage them to use the growth mindset skills whenever they feel stuck. We want to eliminate the word can't from our vocabulary in our classroom. I literally have done an activity with students where they wrote out the word can't, C-A-N''T. We wrote it on a piece of paper. We tore it up and threw it in the garbage. Recycling. That word is out of our vocabulary. We don't say that word in this classroom because we can do whatever we put our mind to. We might have to start small, and it might not happen overnight, but we can do it. And it's your job to reinforce these skills. This is how you become the emotional guide, right? The social emotional guide, if you will. Okay, so important. Okay, so really, really thrilled you were here all 5 days. Had so much fun with this. I hope you love the resources. Inside the community today, you are going to get, yesterday I did a student meditation. Today I'm doing a teacher meditation. This one will just be a voice recording that you can listen to whenever you want. So you'll have affirmations in there. Now you'll have a meditation, 5-minute meditation. You can do this daily. It will completely shift your mood and your energy, especially on those tough days. So that will be put in for the people who are on our email list. You will be getting that. If you are not on the email list and you want to get there, just comment move. I will send you the link to the Google Classroom platform, and you will get all the resources from this week. Every single day I added a new resource. We are not done yet. Over the weekend, I'm going to add in snippets of more high energy techniques. I think that's what teachers asked for this week. Like, could you show us more of the high energy ones that we can do in the classroom, especially for like indoor recess? So I will do a couple more videos on that, 2 to 3 minutes each. Those will be in the Google Classroom this weekend. And this material will be available to you, I would say, till probably the middle of February. And then we are going to be getting an app up and going and really helping teachers, not just incorporating movement, but flipping the switch on classroom management, where we help them figure out why is the behavior happening in your specific situation, and then what can be done about it. Okay. The thing about most classroom management programs is that it is literally a one size fits all, and it's just not the case. Every single classroom, every single teacher, every single student is unique. So we have to look at every situation differently. This is not a one size fits all program. This is a we meet you where you're at style of classroom management support. So that's where we're at with this, okay? And that will be coming, probably in March. Can you believe it? Wow, that's like in a month. I can't believe it. But we're ready for it. I'm so ready for it. Okay, thank you so much for being a part of this journey. I hope you continue using movement as a tool for success and for growth in your classroom. I hope you can see how even if you don't join our community and see all the different techniques we have for movement, even if you don't do that, I hope just after these 5 days, you can see what a difference movement can make in your classroom as far as making connections with your students, as far as engaging them in your classroom lessons, as far as setting goals, okay? On top of my favorite one, the social emotional regulation skills that they learn through doing these different activities. If you feel your lessons are a bit of a drag, especially right now, because it's like winter and the energy might just be somewhat dull in your classroom, I'm telling you, this is such an easy answer, and we are happy to help work you through whatever your situation is. So that's all I'm going to say for now. Thank you so much for being here. Let us know how you liked it. Let us know how your students liked it. Let us know if you need anything else. You still have me for one more weekend to pick my brain if you're inside our community, and I will send you your video or your voiceover and get you the answers and classroom management strategies right into your inbox. So, all right. Bye for now. I'm not going to say bye forever, just bye for now. I'm sure we will be on soon again. But have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. And sure enough, when you set foot in that classroom on Monday, it will already be February. So congratulations for making it through January. All right. Remember, teach, relax, repeat.